Hello, boyos. This is Loner Gamescast, where we discuss that everything is and always will be video games. My name is Nick. To my left, your right, maybe, I don't know, is Jake. Jake, how are you doing? How are you doing today? It's been a minute. It's been a whole week.
It's been a whole week, although I've seen you more times since then. But yeah, I'm doing well. I wanted to throw this in there real quick. I watched that new Billie Eilish joint on Disney Plus, and Disney's really backing that like animation style that they're using in What If, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
Can we save this for the Shang-Chi thing? We'll talk about this in Shang-Chi.
We can. I'm just throwing it out there because I didn't think Billie Eilish was appropriate for. Right.
But then you say Marvel's
we can talk about What If,
like,
but I'm just saying that fucking animation style is sort of like
ass. It's ass. It's just bad.
It's very I don't know, uninspired. You know, it's very uninspired. And
so you watched that? How was it?
You know, it's good. I like the album. I like her new album a lot, and it's basically just her performing her new album front to back. But they put in these like animated bits of her being animated driving through California or whatever, and I was just like, that it doesn't look good. The only thing that looked good is she has this like spoken word piece where she's like, people talk about my body and I don't like it, and that was nice. The animated bit there was nice, but yeah, it was fine.
It
was basically just like listening to her album again, but
I gotcha.
But she's like dancing, you know, whatever.
Okay.
So there you go.
So that's what that took the whole week, huh?
That's all I've done all week. What have you done all week?
Wow.
You've had an exciting week.
I mean, I guess I worked pretty hardcore worked, and it's Labor Day, so you know I got a 4-day weekend. But on top of that, we had a convention called Saboten, and it's Phoenix's anime expo. It's like a mini Comic-Con. It's fun. You know, I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or because I'm getting older or their website was down, but I don't know. It was just not the same as previous years. You'd like walk around with your buds and you drink a whole bunch while you walked around. You got like stupid silly and you made fun of shit. This year, there was not really any of that. It was just kind of like boredom walking and purchasing a couple of things, and then you expect to go back to like a hotel room once everything's kind of done, and play some like, you know, games on your phone or just like party games in general, and have a good time. Last night we freaking went back to the hotel room expecting to play like Gartic Phone, and instead somebody brought out a speaker and started playing mashup songs and singing along to mashup songs. So the whole night turned into like a karaoke, but only for mashup, like mashup karaoke. And this went on for hours. And you know,
Moranci was there, eh?
I used to like mashups a lot. Like I found them interesting, and I'd listen to one or two. I used to listen to Isosign, and Pogo's got some mashups, and it was like, okay, this is kind of interesting. But like one after another, like I can't do it. I
think you're frozen. Very cool. This very cool stuff. Oh my god, he's back.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
Just decided to stop.
I thought it was me for a minute.
No, I'd lost connection for, I don't know. It just okay. Anyway,
yeah. So mashup music.
Back to what I was saying. Yeah. We go up to the thing and they start blasting mashup music and singing along to it, and it's probably 11:30, and it goes on until about. It goes on for a while. I don't even know how long. Long enough for me to like start hating where I'm at and just like, this was a waste.
Well,
this is a waste of time.
Here's my question. Why can't you listen to mashup music in the background while you also do the game?
Right, that's fine. Sure, cool. But that wasn't what it was. It was
let's all gather around and listen to these.
Let's all sing. No. It was karaoke. So it was let's all sing this mashup music.
But you're also just not a karaoke guy.
I'm not. I don't like that.
Yeah. I'm a fan of karaoke, even though I don't even sing karaoke. I like watching karaoke.
Yeah, but not for like 3 hours.
I don't know, dude. Like I used to actually me and your fiance would go to a karaoke bar, and that's what we would do for like 5 hours.
Right, but like you can have a conversation while somebody's singing karaoke, or like, laugh at people while somebody's singing karaoke, but you can't really have a conversation with the person doing the karaoke
because everyone was singing.
Because everyone, like,
it wasn't like just one.
There was
person.
like 3 or 4 people singing.
Yeah,
and
that is annoying. Yeah,
and it was like 3 or 4 of us were just like hiding in the other room. Like, okay, can we like hang out now? Can we like do something other than
that sort of like sing along thing is fun for More Than a Feeling by Boston, Toto's Africa, and Bohemian Rhapsody, and that's it. Okay, we can't do more than that.
So it started. It started with Jeffrey Bezos, right?
Jeffrey Bezos.
Bezos.
Real quick before you continue. Before you continue, I just want to say this real quick. I really liked Inside by Bo Burnham, but I am getting really fucking sick of seeing this motherfucker everywhere, and I'm starting to like feel like this man is way too fucking pretentious, and he's starting to annoy the fuck out of me. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick. Okay, cool. Anyway, continue.
Anyway, yeah. So it started off with that. Somebody started singing that, and then instead of just like stopping there, it was fun, stopping there, and then just kind of instead of that, somebody brought out a ukulele and played the chords to it while we sang it again, same song, Jeffrey Bezos, and then after that we sang Smash Mouth, which was fine, and it was fun. It's fine and fun. And then it was just like, okay, now let's sing Everything Under the Sun.
Guys, can we please play Among Us?
Like, can we like do like have a conversation and laugh about something other than just yelling? Can we stop yelling? I just want to like drink and have good conversation or play a game but it was just listening to bad karaoke, and not necessarily bad karaoke. It wasn't like because some of them are good singers, right? And it's like, okay, this is fine. But after a while, it's just like, can we change the channel?
Yeah.
So,
well, it just sounds like they were doing something you didn't want to do.
Yeah, and I was.
Sounds like they had fun.
I guess, yeah.
You just didn't drink enough. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I had to drive home. I would have been so fucking drunk if I didn't have to. I would have been so drunk. I probably would have passed out. But I had to drive home, so I'm like, I can't drink because the sooner I can get away from this, the better.
So my experience with Saboten, which is, as you mentioned earlier, is the anime convention in Phoenix. Right. I never really go to it, but like I'll end up like showing up at some point just to like make an appearance or whatever. And every time I do, something bad happens. Something bad. True. One year I showed up and like everyone started fighting with each other, and then this year I showed up and Danielle's fucking shoes break.
That's true.
I'm always killing the mood. So I think my Sabo 10 years are behind me for that reason. I curse Sabo 10. That's all it is. I can't go to anime conventions. They don't trust me there.
Yeah. So I'll go to the Comic-Con thing.
Yeah.
But
Fan Fusion or whatever the fuck.
Fan Fusion. But this year was just kind of like nail in the coffin almost with like.
Well, I always like didn't understand Sabo 10 in the first place. I guess it's just like an excuse for people to get together and cosplay. But I never understood like what is the convention? Like what it's like in a hotel. Like what is it? Because like I know like Comic-Con, it's like It's basically like a giant flea market where
I mean, it's the same thing, but it's smaller. It's a smaller flea market.
Okay.
And
people like selling art and stuff.
Yeah, people selling
panels
art.
And
there are some panels. Yeah, there's panels throughout the whole thing. But there were so little panels this year that usually it takes up like 4 pages. It's like here's the 4 days. This one I think it took like 2 pages. So it was very, and also their website was down, and they didn't have like pamphlets with the panels on them. So you had to like kind of randomly just walk in to panels that were interesting. So I didn't really do any of the panels, but because that's kind of like what breaks up. I feel like conventions are like you walk into a convention, you experience the exhibitor hall, which is like that flea market sort of thing. You walk around, you go, okay, I think I've kind of went through it once. There's an interesting panel coming up in like 20 minutes. I'm gonna start heading up there, and you kind of like rest for a little bit, watch a panel, maybe go to a different panel, and then you go back down in the exhibitor hall. Oh, I'm hungry. I've got to go to lunch. Then you go to lunch. You know, it kind of breaks it up really nicely. And you sometimes run into people, and then you have a good time at the end of the night. Order too many pizzas, drink too many everything, and then you have a good time. But not really. Not this time. This time was kind of. It left. It didn't hit the same. It didn't hit the same, and it was unfortunate.
Yeah, I've always had a hard time with Saboten just because like I like anime, but I'm not like an anime.
Yeah, same
guy.
Same.
You know, like I watch some animes, but it's not like
the newest.
I would never call myself like a weeb, but I've watched enough anime to like know that I like anime, but it's not like. To me, I don't look at anime as like, oh, this is all I watch. It's just another thing that I like to watch.
Right, yeah. And
it's like a lot of people at Saboten, it's like all I watch is anime, and then they're like, have you seen Fruit Flies on a Sunday? And I'm like, no, I haven't. That sounds really dumb. And they're like, no, it's about fruit flies on a Sunday. And
they're all over your Sunday.
Yeah, that's kind of my experience with Saboten is just a bunch of people being like, hey, have you seen this show? And then judging you because you haven't seen that show.
Well, and a lot of like the exhibitors, they sell to those people. So it's like whatever's the hottest thing with like the characters and the art and stuff like that is like, so Demon Slayer is really big right now. So you couldn't find a booth that didn't have like Demon Slayer characters or Demon Slayer art, right? I've never seen the show. I don't know anything about it. The last show that I saw was like, I don't know, like the animes that I watch are very selective, and it's like, this is a good anime. If I watch 2 episodes and your anime puts me to sleep, then I'm not gonna finish it. So
I don't even know. It's just like, I don't know. I don't watch everything. I don't have the time for that. There's too many video games to play, you know?
Yeah, that too. And with that, we're going to go right to what you've been playing. Speaking of video games that you've been playing, what have you been playing, my guy?
Oh, dude, I've had an eventful week, actually, when it comes to video games. I started Boyfriend Dungeon, which I've been enjoying my time with. I've been playing it on stream, so come back here probably on Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll be playing more of that, maybe beating it. And it's a really weird game. I like it. I wish the combat was better. So basically, it's kind of like Persona, where you like meet boyfriends or whatever, and as you like talk to them more in the outside world, you gain perks and abilities within the dungeon, and they get stronger. But also your boyfriends turn into swords, so they're like the people you're like holding them. You're wielding your boyfriends in the dungeon. As like swords and stuff. And yeah, so it's cool. It's a cool concept. I like it a lot. The story is actually quite interesting. I'm breaking Discord anyway. So like I like the story a lot. I'm excited to see where it goes, but I do think the gameplay is a bit lacking and needs something else to add some flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pretty good. I think it's okay. I know a lot of people got freaked out about that game because it had like a stalker in it, and it definitely does, and it's definitely a little weird, but like that's what they're going for. And people were like, oh, they didn't put a trigger warning, but they absolutely do put a trigger warning at the start of the game. But like people were upset that they didn't put a trigger warning before you buy the game. It's like, dude, if we have to put a trigger warning before like fucking The Dark Knight, before you go see The Dark Knight because Joker's a creep, like,
yeah,
come on, like, you guys need to calm down. Just like turn it off. Like if you don't like it, just turn it off. Okay.
Yeah, get a refund.
Yeah.
Uninstall
exactly.
it.
Uninstall
Bring
it,
it back.
Get a refund.
Get out of the theater. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have sympathy for people freaking out over artistic pieces.
Media.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't know. That's all I've got to say about that. But then I've also been playing Psychonauts 2. I started that up. I'm about five hours in on it.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, I've played quite a bit of it, and I absolutely adore this game. It is so wonderful, dude. It is so much better than I had ever anticipated it. I never played the first Psychonauts, so I didn't really know what to expect going in. But like the art style is so fucking good. It is so fucking good, and like the artistic direction that they choose to go, because it's not like the prettiest game, like graphically speaking, but they make up for it like graphically in such a huge way. And my computer is having a heart attack, but we're here for it. But yeah, they make up for it artistically, absolutely, and it is just such a treat to play. It's very Tim Burton-esque, the art style. It looks very much like Nightmare Before Christmas sort of deal. Or like Coraline, I guess. But it's not like as creepy. It's sort of cutesy in a way. Yeah, it's got that Tim Schafer charm. I love Tim Schafer. Brutal Legend was amazing. And of course Grim Fandango, which is a fantastic game as well. Yeah, I absolutely adore the game. I love the story of it so far. Like the idea of you being a dude that like goes into someone's mind and like has to fight like bad, like the enemies are like bad intentions or regret, or you know, like those are the enemies that pop out. Cool. Or a censor. Cool. An enemy you see a lot is a censor, because people self-censor a lot. So like there's a lot of those guys in there, and it's really, really, really cool, and I'm really enjoying my time with it. I was worried it wouldn't run on my PC, but it absolutely does. It runs just fine. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Do you think this is better or worse than Ratchet and Clank?
Okay, you're breaking up a bit, but I understood what you said.
Right.
Is this better or worse than Ratchet and Clank? So far, okay, Ratchet and Clank is a better game when it comes to the gameplay of it and like how it feels as far as its combat. But this game is better conceptually and story-wise, and as far as like doing something new and interesting, this game has Ratchet and Clank beat like night and day. But the gameplay does feel a lot better in Ratchet and Clank, and that can't be denied, because there are some moments in this game where you're like, this is wonky as hell, but that's kind of part of the charm of it as well. So yeah, overall, nice. Good game.
Nice.
What you been playing?
I haven't been playing a whole lot, but I played For the King with one of our friends, Brandon, who lives in Austria. I played it and we beat it. We beat the first like campaign, first try with Brandon and Dale. And I played it on stream.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. That's a good game. That's a really good game. It is like, I think they put it best when they said, the game kind of feels like Divinity Original Sin, but without all the text. It's just like you go around and then you have like these kind of Pokemon battles, really. You have like these Pokemon battles where you have like interesting attacks and you can change out weapons, change out gear.
Yeah.
And then you go around a map and you're on a timer because there's like chaos that comes up and like bad shit will happen if you take too much time to do like side missions and stuff like that. But if you don't do side missions, then you end up really like underpowered and then you can't beat the boss. But we got through it. It was on the easy difficulty, so I'm not surprised. I thought it was on normal, but they're like, no, we did it on easy. And I'm like, no, that makes sense why we fucking won in the first try. But it was fun. It was fun. I think that's pretty much it though that I've been playing for the King.
Busy weekend.
I played a little bit of Splitgate. But yeah, I had a busy weekend. But this coming week should be a little bit more free because the missus is out of town for a week, and then we got the PlayStation showcase coming up too. Yeah. So
I'm gonna try.
Lots to be excited about.
I'm gonna try and beat both Boyfriend Dungeon and Psychonauts by next week. We'll see how I do.
Wow. Okay. Well,
I never do well when I put a deadline on myself like that. It never goes well, but we'll see what happens.
Because then you make it a job at that point.
I'm really enjoying my time with Psychonauts though. Like it's one of those games where I get away from it and I'm like, man, I just want to keep going because it's so cinematic in nature where you're just sort of like, I want to know where this story is going and what it has to say. It's just so fucking good, dude. You should really play it.
I should. I don't have Game Pass though, and
they've got a $1 deal going on right now.
Do they? I'm like, I'm kind of tight on money right now, but if it's $1, I can spare $1. Our dishwasher broke, so we got to buy another one, and it's looking like we're gonna have to spend about $1,000 to get like a decent one.
Well, definitely next month because Age of Empires comes out next month, so you could play Psychonauts next month.
That's true.
That is true. Re-up.
Yeah, and it is my birthday next month, so I'll have probably a little bit of birthday money, I hope.
I will get you, for your birthday, I will buy you one of those Xbox cards. So you can
you can just like give me $15 and I'll just get it on. You know. Okay,
I think it's $10 for just the PC, so you're good.
I don't know. I thought I think
it's $10
equaled them out.
I think it's 15 if you want like Ultimate, which includes like games with gold.
That's right. That's right. Okay, and then moving on, we're getting to our favorite little bit, the titties. These are tidbits of news that may turn into bigger things if we decide. One of them, something to look forward to. I guess they announced the DC fandom. It's coming.
The Fandome.
The Fandome.
You got to get ready to get back in the dome, son.
I'm not into DC, but you know, the DC Fandome they announced is going to be on October 16th.
But you have to remember what they showed last year at the Dome. In the Dome. True. The Dome was hype last year, dude. Okay?
It was. It really was.
We got fucking Justice League Suicide Squad killed the Justice League by Rocksteady, which is awesome. We got Arkham Knights or whatever it's called, which doesn't look as awesome, but we also got like, and this isn't video games, but it's still hype. We got like Batman, a little teaser trailer for Batman.
True, that's true.
You know, we got some updates on like Aquaman and all that stuff, Wonder Woman and all that stuff. And then this year they're teasing Black Adam with The Rock, which is going to be sick as hell. We'll probably get a full trailer for the Batman, which is sick as hell. We'll get we'll probably get a trailer for that new Flash movie, which is gonna have Michael Keaton as Batman in it, which is fucking sick as hell.
That is cool.
Yeah, like this shit, dude. You gotta hop into the Dome, and you gotta get hyped to jump back into the Dome, son.
There's nothing yet. All right, once this happens, maybe yes, because I'm super excited for that Batman with Arpat in it, and I'm super excited about all the games that are coming out. The DC games that Rocksteady's got, and so it looks to be interesting this year for sure. I think they have a lot to come out with, and they've been reserved with it. You know,
I like the direction that DC's going actually, because you know Marvel is very Like, we've got our MCU, and that's our thing. Like, we stick to the MCU, and I like that DC is sort of like, dude, we've got a Batman movie with Robert Pattinson, but we also have Batman showing up in The Flash, and it's a totally unconnected, and we've got the Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, but also Peacemaker is coming out. We'll probably get a trailer for that as well. And like, they're just like, fuck it, just throw everything at the wall and see what sticks, and I kind of like that. It's more interesting to me than Marvel, although I love Marvel, but
it is more interesting to me. But I feel like this is that stage where, like, more Marvel was earlier with, you know, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, and
I don't know. I don't think Marvel was ever at a point where they were like unconnected like this.
Right. No, they weren't, because the first movie was Iron Man, Hulk. Iron Man and Hulk came out like at the same time, so those two weren't really connected, and then they connected them later after they released. But so there was two movies, and it just so happened that Robert Downey Jr. was the perfect Iron Man, so everybody's like, yeah, this is fucking great. And what's his name? I forget.
Jon Favreau.
Jon Favreau is a great director, so obviously you get, you know, great cast, great directing team, then you get something special. Whereas DC is kind of like, you had the Dark Knight, who had a great fucking director, and you had the Joker, who was really fucking good, who died, and then, you know,
all went downhill from there.
Yeah, Christopher Nolan's like, I'm not doing another.
But
I
do feel like
they lost their biggest.
I do feel like we shit on DC too much, because DC has had some good stuff. Yes, the Snyderverse is kind of trash. I agree. Yes. Snyderverse, kind of trash. I stand by that. But we also just got the Suicide Squad, which was fucking awesome.
Which was
Peacemaker is coming out. Joker was really good. The first Wonder Woman was very good. You know, Shazam was enjoyable.
I liked Shazam. Shazam was good.
Yeah, DC's kind of hit or miss, but when they hit, they really fucking hit. Where I feel like Marvel is pretty steadily like, yeah, it's pretty good. But like, when Marvel's good, it's like fucking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm ready to hop back into the dome. You know, I'm ready to get back in the dome, throw the ball around in the dome.
You don't have to wait too long. It's on October 16th. So
about a month.
Get ready for that shit. About a month. The next on our titties list, the Game Boy games. Some Game Boy games are headed to Nintendo Online. Let's see. I have the thing pulled up. This is from Eurogamer by Tom Phillips. Nintendo is set to add Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles to the Nintendo Switch Online. Eurogamer sources have confirmed. Word that Nintendo will bulk up its Switch Online back catalog first broke earlier this week via the Nate the Hate podcast, which discusses which discussed various possible handheld games Nintendo could bring to the Switch subscription offering. Nintendo Life sources then offered their own confirmation. So Nintendo Life was just like, yeah, they're doing it.
Have they announced any of the games?
It does not seem to. Nintendo Switch.
They haven't put like a date on it either. Just
this month, the third anniversary. The data mine, a data mine of the NES Switch app back in January tipped the addition. This is just going. The rest of it's just kind of saying the same source also proved like the NES Switch app and the.
So Nintendo hasn't like straight up and come out and been like, we are doing this. It's sort of just leaked, it seems, right?
Yeah, and then Nintendo Life, which I guess is,
everything I'm seeing, I think Nintendo Life is just a like magazine about Nintendo, right? I don't think it's officially Nintendo, right?
I'm not sure.
Everything I'm seeing is just like, yeah, it seems like they're adding Game Boy Color. But they haven't said games, they haven't said date.
Nintendo Life has also confirmed with its own sources that Game Boy and Game Boy Color titles are likely to come to the Switch Online service very soon.
How do you feel about this?
It's about fucking time, kind of. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like that is such an easy thing, because the Nintendo Switch is a Game Boy. You know, that's just a new Game Boy. That's how I look at it. That's how I play it. So putting Game Boy games, Game Boy Color games on the Switch makes total sense. You know what I don't think will be on there is fucking Pokemon. I don't think they'll have Pokemon. I don't think they'll have like the games that are selling right now. Like I don't. If the game is still selling really well, like Gold and Silver, or even
That's a good point.
I don't think they'll be on here. It'll be like Tetris. It'll be like
I could see them putting
an Ants game. It'll be Bugs Life. You know, it'll be those games where you can only get them.
I don't think they'll put Bugs Life on there. But
you don't think they'll put Bugs Life? That was my jam back in the day.
Sure, but like the rights between them and Disney would be astronomical, I'm sure.
Probably.
But I was wondering, like, maybe they put Pokemon Blue on there because, you know,
they haven't remade it in a long time.
Well, they have remade it. Like Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were kind of remakes of Blue.
Right.
And that time has like come and gone, and they're not really trying to sell that anymore. So put Blue on there. Don't put Silver on there because you're right. They're doing they're doing Diamond, huh?
They're doing Diamond, yeah.
So they could put. I mean, it's feasible that they do that, where they're like, we're putting Blue, Red, Silver, and Gold on there.
Yeah,
it is feasible that they do that, and that would be a huge draw to Nintendo Online.
Yeah, yeah. The way I look at it though is like, if I'm not playing Heart Gold or Soul Silver, then what am I doing? You know, I feel like Heart Gold and Soul Silver made so many improvements to the original that it's just kind of like,
I don't know, man.
I'd rather just play.
There is something special.
Ones.
There is something special about going back and playing those old ones, though. I will say, like, I've gone back and played Blue a bunch of times just for like the nostalgia factor of it. Yeah. And like, I do really like. I would probably play it again, just for the nostalgia. But my whole thing is like, why not go further with it? You know, put Game Boy Advance games on there.
Yep. Game Boy SP game. Well, that was the same shit.
Well,
but yeah,
maybe stop with Advance. Just like get the full Game Boy lineup on there. Yep. Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. Boom, put that all on there. And then it also brings up the question of like, are we ever going to see 64 games on here? Are we ever going to see GameCube games on here?
I don't know about GameCube games, but 64 games, I feel like that's going to be a big reveal that they're trying to hold off on it. Trying to get it right.
I would have felt like that would have been the next one.
Me too. You know?
And that would have made a lot more sense than Game Boy games. Especially because, like, Game Boy games, like, I hate to say it, like, a lot of them, like, just don't hold up, man. Like, a lot of them are just trash garbage. They were cool at the time, but kind of trash now.
But if
they put Mario Land 2 on there, I will fucking play that shit though, because that game was awesome. Don't you want to
play Madden 2003 though? Like, come on, dude.
I don't think we're gonna see Madden though. Like, and we're not gonna see Dinosaurs, which was my jam. But we could see Mario Land 2, which was a fantastic game. One of my first games. I do have a soft spot in my heart for Game Boy because it was my first console. You know. Game Boy then PlayStation. So I don't know. It's just a little disheartening though that it's like we're getting Game Boy and not 64. And if we're not getting 64 at this point, I just don't think it's gonna happen, man.
I think it could, but you know, Nintendo's been doing some stupid shit in recent years. And they continue to like just baffle me at how stupid their marketing is, how stupid their business ideas are, and how just generally shitty of a company it is for their community. You know, just let them eat soup. You know, just let the community do what the community does. And
good soup.
It's good soup. Soup. Yeah, Nintendo has just been real shitty recently, and it wouldn't surprise me if they're like, yep, no Nintendo 64, no GameCube, we're never gonna do that. I wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
if they just flat out said, yeah, we're never doing this.
GameCube is the one that I really, really want. I would love that. That would make
it'd be great.
Moist.
It'd be great.
There's no reason they can't do it either, but they just don't. You know.
Yep. I mean, they have people doing these GameCube or the Game Boy ones. Why don't you just get those same people to do?
I know, because it's not like they're remakes; they're just ports. You know.
Yep. It can't be too hard. Also,
modders do it online for free all the time. So.
Yeah, all the time, and then they get shut down by Nintendo.
And then Nintendo gives you no option to play these games.
Yeah,
it's just insane, man.
That's fucking crazy. The last titty that happened was a Dead Space thing. We saw at E3 EA Play. They showed off a teaser for Dead Space, and they're like, "Hey, Dead Space remake is a thing," and we got like a very early build of a Dead Space demo where it was Isaac. It looked like Isaac. He had the whole get up and it looked pretty good, but he was in like this testing sort of environment and he was just shooting at xenomorphs, and they showed off like some different guns and how they interact with like the flesh. Like you can shoot the flesh off of a xenomorph's skeleton. And then if you shoot the flesh, if you shoot the skeleton of the xenomorph, then it would like lose the arm or lose a leg or something like that. So you have to like shoot through their shit, through the meat, and then you can take their arm or leg off. And it seems very in depth and very detailed and very gory. And you know, the models look great. There was no environment, so I can't really speak on that. But it looks good. It looks like they're going in the right direction. I don't know if you watched this or not.
I saw parts of it. You know, I definitely saw the image online where it's like, look at the old one and how shitty it looks, and look at the new one and how good it looks. And I was like, I don't know, they just look differently styled. But my whole thing is, first of all, I never played Dead Space, so I have no real connection to this game. I feel almost zero hype for this game. Seeing this didn't even make me feel any more hype for it.
Well, yeah, no, this was definitely like...
Yeah, it was for the Dead Space fans for sure, or people that claim to be Dead Space fans, which I feel like every time these sort of remasters come out, you know, like Crash Bandicoot, it's like, this is for the hardcore Crash fans, but most of the people who are buying it have never played Crash before. But, you know, the main thing that like just turns me off of this whole thing to begin with is the fact that they closed down the company that made Dead Space and then immediately started making a Dead Space remake. And it just seems a little shitty to me. And for that, I probably won't buy it. Also, I just tend to not buy EA games anyway.
Yeah.
Although we should still play It Takes Two.
I don't know. I've always been a Dead Space fan. I've played all of them up until 3. Dead Space 1 was the shit. It's the only scary game that I can play and have a good time with. I fucking love it.
Well, you never played Until Dawn then.
I did play Until Dawn. I
love that game.
I didn't really like it. It was fun. It was cool. The idea was cool. It's just so campy, and it's like,
no, it's amazing.
It's just so like, yeah, this is a fucking, you're playing Cabin in the Woods, you know?
Yeah.
This is exactly what you expect.
Fantastic game.
But Dead Space is like actual like dread and horror and gruesome.
I've heard great things.
It's actually scary, but it's not too scary where you're just like, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to play this game anymore. I'm frustrated that you know, some ooga booga is coming around and goes, and then scares the shit out of me. I jump out of my seat and throw my controller. This is just like, there's an ooga booga come after me. I shoot it in the arm and I feel good about it. You know, ooga booga. I don't know. You're frozen for me. There we go. Yeah, so
speaking of
it looks cool.
Ooga booga.
Yeah. Ooga booga. It looks good. It's very early if you haven't checked it out and you're interested in Dead Space and kind of like the back end of development, check this out. This is kind of cool. Also, I'm going to throw this one into titties too because it's less of an event. It was only like 7 minutes. Marvel Midnight Suns showed off a little bit of gameplay, and I'll put gameplay in quotes here because they showed off very, very little gameplay.
I disagree, but anyway, go on.
You disagree?
I do.
They showed off. How long was this video?
They showed off.
It was
all
like
the
7
systems
minutes
of this game.
They didn't though.
They totally did.
They didn't show off any of the cards. They just showed you the cards. They're like,
but before this, we didn't even know there was fucking cards.
Right? Yeah. Okay. But I don't know. I was expecting like them to actually show off
like a full hour-long gameplay stream.
Not like an hour long. Just like
this is exactly what I was expecting, and I thought they hit it out of the park.
It was, for me, it was like, here's the story, and it's like, cool, yeah, that's cool, but that's more of like.
But I also thought
I expected to see at
it showed
event.
off exactly what I wanted to see, right? Like it was like, hey, this isn't really XCOM, but it kind of is, and we've got like this card-based system going on, and they showed off some of the systems. And they showed off how your party works. They showed off some of the characters. They talked about how you make a custom character. This is exactly what I wanted from this. I didn't want it to be like a 2-hour thing of them like playing the game for 2 hours, because I can do that, or I can watch a stream of that. Like this was just like a nice chill 8 minutes of them being like, this is kind of how the systems work. This is kind of what the game is. We're just showing it off. I thought it was perfect.
It was fine. I really enjoyed the explanation of everything. They did a good job explaining things, except for the actual gameplay. They brought up like, you're going to be able to, do special attacks where you can team up with somebody next to you on your team and like do a finisher move or something like that. And then, but they didn't like go over any part of the gameplay. They were just like, you can meet these guys, you can upgrade your
they showed some gameplay.
Plays.
They showed some gameplay where it was like it was almost like it wasn't as like top down as XCOM. It was more like
behind the shoulder,
isometric or whatever. It kind of made me think more of a what's it called, like a Fire Emblem sort of deal, more than like an XCOM thing. Although XCOM and Fire Emblem very similar. I think the card thing, it kind of turns me off a little. But like I'm interested, but it almost made me less interested knowing that it's like a card-based system.
Right. Yeah, but I kind of think that's cool in a way. It's different from XCOM. I wish it was the same as XCOM. I really wish it was
what
like
I wanted.
Literally
when he's
just
like,
Marvel but XCOM.
When he's like, this is not exactly XCOM, I'm like, no, that's what I want though. I want it to be XCOM.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wanted it to be XCOM. Maybe, obviously you don't have like the permadeath stuff, but it seems more story based. As far as the characters, they seem to want to go deeper into the characters. The actual like gameplay and the way the attacks look reminds me of like a phone game, where it's like 3 characters are all lined up in a row, and your 3 characters are all lined up in a row, and your guy moves, does an animation, a really simple animation, and that's the thing. It's kind of like a Pokemon sort of thing. The card stuff, we'll see how it works. I'm not.
But that
sure
also makes me think phone game, because like phone games do the card thing as well.
Yeah, they do, and there's like,
it makes me very nervous. This game makes me nervous.
There's like colors on the cards too, which make me think like this is rare, and you can like upgrade the cards, and something like that. I don't know if they didn't show any sort of like you're taking cover or you get a benefit from taking cover. It's just kind of a whole bunch of people standing around a battlefield with like some things in the way, but it's mostly just standing around. Like XCOM, I loved the fact that you had to like you could start out with like stealth, where you could be like, I'm gonna go in here stealthy and take this one guy out, and hopefully I can continue to take more people out. But most of the time,
I imagine
it's
that's
just
still a thing.
I don't know. They didn't show any of it off.
It looks like you still kind of move around like an XCOM. It was just like some of the frames they showed was weird. But like I said, like this is their first time showing anything. And I think as far as like your first time showing off gameplay, this is exactly what you want to do. Because I don't think they want to blow their load too much yet.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And we have a date for it for like next year. So it's got a little bit of time left, right?
It'll probably be holiday.
March 2022. It'll probably get pushed back. It will probably get pushed
March?
back.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh,
Marvel's Midnight Suns is
different.
due out on March 2022.
It makes me feel very differently about this game.
Yeah, it doesn't look very polished.
I mean, but to be fair, XCOM games never look polished.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. And who knows? It could be really good. It could be really bad.
I need to see more on it. But as like a first game, like you're right, they didn't show very much. But like I think as a first gameplay thing, they showed enough for me to like get an impression of what this game is.
Yeah.
But I do need to see more before I make the decision on whether or not I purchase this game.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure. It's just one of those things that we're gonna have to wait and see. Let's get on to the news, shall we? This is well, we'll skip that first one for now. The Horizon, this came out a minute ago. Horizon Forbidden West won't have an upgrade path for PS4 to PS5. This comes from Jay Peters at The Verge, and it's completely false now.
I did put an update at the end.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I don't think you saw that.
So
actually,
yeah, I didn't.
Even my update is wrong here. Let me fix it. Boop.
Okay, so I'll just start reading anyway. So earlier in the week, PlayStation came out and said, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to the much beloved Horizon Zero Dawn, is now available for pre-order ahead of the game's newly announced February 18th, 2022 release date for both PS4 and PS5. But if you're planning on to play the game on PS4 and eventually try it on PS5, there is no way to get a cross-gen upgrade. Instead, you'll have to buy more expensive versions of the games that offer digital copies for both the PS4 and PS5 to start with PS4 and buy an entirely new PS5 copy of the game later at its full price. And you shouldn't expect some kind of upgrade to be introduced down the line, as Sony says it has no plans of that kind to offer, even though you can transfer your data from PS4 to PS5 versions of the game. Here's the update. Last year, this comes from the PlayStation blog. Last year, we made a commitment to deliver free upgrades for our cross-gen launch titles, which included Horizon Forbidden West. While the pandemic's profound impact pushed Forbidden West out of the launch window we initially envisioned, we will stand by our offer. Players who purchase Horizon Forbidden West on PlayStation 4 will be able to upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version for free. So basically what happened is Horizon Forbidden West got a pre-order dates, and you can pre-order now, and they're like, hey, if you buy on PS4 and then you try to go to PS5, you have to buy it on PS4, and then you have to buy the full game on PS5. And the community is like, what the fuck? And I saw a couple of people like looked up like past statements that Sony had made or PlayStation had made, and they're like, that literally goes against what you told us last year. And they're like, you know what, we fucked up, you're right. So they're like, they changed it pretty quickly. It was like 2 days after they released this news that they're like, okay, well, we'll give it to you for free, which is nice, but it goes to show that it's like that's not how it will be in the future. Everything else coming out, you'll have to buy. If you don't have a PlayStation 5 and you're not purchasing games on PlayStation 5, you're gonna have to pay for the game twice. Is pretty much what
I think the big one is going to be God of War. just coming to PS4, and that's gonna probably be like that, where you have to buy it on PS4, and if you want it for PS5, you have to buy the PS5 version, which is absolutely horseshit. Because first of all, we've already seen with Ghost of Tsushima, you could do it for a $10 upgrade, and I don't think most people will bat an eye at that. They're doing that for Death Stranding as well, but I think their logic is, well, this is a new game, and the Ghost of Tsushima is an old game. I think that's really, really, really fucking stupid logic.
It is stupid logic.
For multiple reasons. I mean, first and foremost, Xbox has smart delivery, which is a fantastic thing, which, dude, Sony needs to fix their shit, like, right now. Because there's been, like, specifically when I was playing fucking Spider-Man, the PS5 version, and I had to download the PS4 version to get my fucking save data from the PS4 version to the PS5 version, and then I had, like, 2 versions downloaded, and I had to, like, figure out how to fucking get to these fucking games, and I couldn't figure out how to get to the fucking PS5 version, and like it is so complicated on PlayStation, where you go to Xbox and Xbox is like, we have a technology where like literally put it in and we read your system, and whatever your system is, we pick the best version for you. That is not what Sony does. Sony's system is so fucking broken, and they need to fix it. So that's first and foremost. And every Xbox game, if you buy an Xbox game for Xbox One, but you're playing on the Series X, if it is an Xbox game, because third parties can do whatever the fuck they want, but if it is an Xbox game, that upgrade's free, man. They're going to be like, yeah, you're playing the Series X version. We don't care. But also, you know, Xbox is different, and they have Game Pass, and it seems like they like to just sort of give away their games. So PlayStation needs to get on their ship for that reason. And then reason number 2 is, dude, people can't even get PS5s. So even if they had the money to get a PS5 right now, they can't. And that's on you guys. So then they're like, well, am I going to have to fucking wait to buy Horizon then? Because I don't want to buy it twice, but I also want to have the PS5 version when I get my PS5 inevitably. Right. So, like, it is so fucking bullshit that this is even, like, a question. The fact that they fixed it is good. They fixed it because everyone was saying exactly what I'm saying. And they're like, yeah, that is kind of shitty of us. But the reason like the fact that this happened at all just says so much about Sony, I think.
Right. But allow me to play devil's advocate here for a second. The window where somebody will buy it on PlayStation 4, play it on PlayStation 4, then soon after get their hands on a PlayStation 5 and then want to buy it on PlayStation 5 and play through it again is very slim. That window of people...
Disagree.
I don't believe that window of people is that big.
Disagree and don't think it matters.
What do you mean?
I disagree because if there is DLC, if there is some sort of online...
That's the biggest part, is if there's DLC to it. However, at which point, if you have... if you buy the PlayStation 4 version and you don't get a PlayStation 5 for a while, right? Which is more likely, I suppose. If you're like, I'm buying the PlayStation 4 version, I'll get a PlayStation 5 eventually. By the time you get a PlayStation 5, the game is going to be $15 anyway, so the upgrade is just a $15 upgrade.
That's not even necessarily true, though. Because you could get, you know, Horizon in February and then get a PS5 in fucking March, dude. Like, you know,
that's what I'm saying. That was the first point. Was like that's that window of people who are like,
but like, I think you could easily play Horizon in February and honestly be halfway through it in March, still be playing it.
Right.
A lot of people are like that. And on top of that, I did it with The Last of Us, where like I played The Last of Us, got a PS5, and I'm like, man, I wonder how this game is on the PS5. Let's pop it in there. You know what I mean? So I think there's a lot of people like that. And I know you're playing devil's advocate, but I'm pushing back on your devil's advocate.
Right, I understand. and you make a good point. I'm just trying to fit in their shoes of like, well, the people that buy it on PS4, they have it. They own it on PS4. even though we don't actually fucking own our games that we play. They own it on PlayStation 4. The way I play a game is I'll beat it, right? I'll just beat it, and then I won't come back to it for a while until like a DLC comes out, or you know, an update comes out that I really want, or even I'm just have nothing to play and I'm like, that was a good game, I'll go back to it. So for me, I feel like I fit in that category of, if I buy it on PlayStation 4, I'm going to play it on PlayStation 4. If I buy it on PlayStation 5, I'm going to play it on PlayStation 5. I'm not one of those people that's like, I want to play it on PlayStation 4, get a PlayStation 5, and then restart it on PlayStation 5. You know, it's just not, it doesn't make sense to me to do it that way.
I do think we are not your average gamer, though. Because I think like a lot of gamers buy maybe 3 to 5 games a year. We play way more than that, you know? Yeah. So like, I think we're like an exception to the rule, because the reason we don't play it again is because we have other shit to play. A lot of people don't have other shit to play. True.
That's very true.
I'm going to play that again because I'm not going to spend another $70 on another game. Where we're absolute lunatics and we're going to do that.
You're absolutely true, because if I go back to like the old days when I was a little kid and didn't have any money, I played fucking demo discs over and over again, you know?
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
like, I'll play this one level over and over again until I get like super good at it.
I probably put like 10,000 hours into fucking San Andreas, you know, like.
Yeah, exactly. So you're probably right, and people will play it again. But with those people, I don't think they really are trying hard to get a PlayStation 5 as much as we did, you know, where we're constantly trying. So I don't think they're looking for a PlayStation 5, and the window of people who this affects strongly, like there's people that it affects minorly, and I get that, but the people who are like,
but that's the thing, though, is like,
should be upset about this is just not.
That's the thing, though, is like, I tried my ass off to get a PlayStation for months and months. Most people are not going to do that. Okay. Nope. Most people are not going to try for months and months and months to get a PlayStation. That doesn't mean they don't want one. Right.
Right.
And, yeah. And that is on PlayStation. I know there is a chip shortage and all that stuff, so like it's not entirely on PlayStation, but it's still, PlayStation doesn't have enough consoles, and then they're saying to the people who can't get a fucking console, like, hey, too bad, you know, fuck your games. Well, Xbox, the other people, you know, are like, hey, we don't care, you know, we want you to play the best version of the game,
right?
And Sony should really look at that and think about that. And fix that shit like immediately.
In a comparison, absolutely, Sony fucking sucks on this one. But just as if Sony was the only one in the game and they were doing it, I feel like this would be completely acceptable.
But like, I do think you're right. That is how they're looking at it. They're like, oh, it doesn't affect that many people, and it's like, who cares? It's still affecting people.
Yeah, yeah, you're right.
You know,
you're absolutely right. But you know, it's a business.
I know,
like anything else. It's like
we're
anything
the consumers,
else.
So they should stop fucking us.
And it's not nearly as bad as what Nintendo has been doing. So you know, you kind of have to you compare it to the best. You compare it to what Xbox is doing, dude. And you're like, and you compare it to what Xbox is doing, and you're like, wow, this is shitty. But then you compare it to what Nintendo's doing, and you're like, wow, I can't get a game for under $60 6 years off after. Like, I don't understand.
That's true.
So that's like,
true. Yeah, we've all accepted Nintendo as trash, though.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing, is if you got to compare, you got to compare them both, and it seems to be right on the line at this point. So I can't really fault them for this.
You're right on that front. Like, Nintendo has never offered to like give you free upgrades, but I think the market is changing, though. You know, and
absolutely.
I think people
100%.
are like sick and tired of this shit.
100%.
That's the thing. And I think if Nintendo did release a new console and they were doing this shit, they would probably get some backlash.
Yeah, I don't think they would change it.
And that is the difference between Nintendo and Sony. Sony did do the right thing here, and they do deserve credit for that. Yeah. So don't get me wrong. And I do have a PS5, so it's got to be said. Yeah. I don't have an Xbox, so.
But there was a time where you fit into this bracket. there was a time where you fit into this,
and that's why I can relate to it, you know, because like that fucking happened to me with Spider-Man, Miles Morales, where I bought the PS5 version and couldn't play it, but like, you know, and I think a lot of people would end up doing that with Horizon because they're like, well, I can't get the upgraded version, so I'll just buy the PS5 version until I get my PS5
try to get a PS5,
and then they just won't be able to play this game for months and months and months. Even though they could get the PS4 version and have a free upgrade, which would be very nice.
It would be. And yeah, it would be more consumer friendly. Should we get into this PlayStation event?
We should.
Or, okay, we're just going to go into it. Well, we got the PlayStation event is coming out on Thursday, September 9th. And we're going to give you a couple of predictions. We don't have them written down or anything. But PlayStation has put out a tweet, I believe.
I believe this is the PlayStation blog.
PlayStation blog. Okay, so this comes from the PlayStation blog, and they said, "You've been awfully patient, and we thank you for that. And now we're looking forward to showing you what we've been working on. Tune in next Thursday, September 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific time and other times. Look for a look into the future of PS5. The showcase will weigh in about 40 minutes and include updates from PlayStation Studios and some of our industry's most imaginative developers for games releasing this holiday and beyond. And stick around after the presentation to get more updates for some of the studios teams featuring in the showcase. One thing to note, PlayStation's next generation VR won't make an appearance in this time, but there'll still be plenty of great PS5 games from developers large and small. We hope you can join us. You can watch live on YouTube and Twitch. See you next Thursday." This is exciting. The way it's not called a State of Play. It's not called a Sony State of Play, PlayStation State of Play. It is a PlayStation event, PlayStation showcase. And
I also think the wording here is very clear about it too. When they say, "Hey, we're not showing off VR," but you know, sometimes with these State of Plays, they're like, "Hey, this is just Ratchet and Clank, so like, don't get your hopes too high." This one's like, "We're not showing VR." And then it's not like we're not going to be showing God of War or Factions or whatever. It's like, no, we're not showing VR because this shit is going to be bangers all the way through, baby.
But also at the beginning, it says, "You've been awfully patient." We thank you for that, which is like, was this supposed to be an E3 thing?
Yeah.
And they just couldn't get it out.
Their E3.
It seems to be an E3 showcase of some sort.
And I think 40 minutes is perfect. That's exactly what I want.
I think 40 minutes is a little short. I would like an hour.
I think 40 is good for, especially since it's not like an actual like stand in front of people conference. It's going to be one of it's going to be paced like a State of Play.
I would hope
it's going to be bangers.
I hope they don't do like the whole like interludes that are
it's going to be like a Nintendo Treehouse. That's what I'm expecting.
I hope so. I hope so. I absolutely hope so.
That's what I'm expecting.
So
just banger after banger after banger. I'm excited, and I hope I don't get let down by this because I'm fucking hyped, dude.
You're so hyped, and we'll let you know what these predictions. What do you predict?
First and foremost,
we'll bounce off of each other. You say one thing, I'll say another thing. We'll do a rapid fire.
You know what I'm gonna predict, boy? Fucking
Factions.
Fucking Super Monkey Ball, baby. No, I'm just kidding. Factions.
Wow.
Factions.
Yeah, Factions. For sure.
Factions.
Yeah.
That is. Yeah, I think that's inevitable. Right?
We were talking about it. Just what was it? What was the last thing that happened? It was Opening Night Live for the Gamescom, and we're like, they got to show Factions. It's been like teased all over the fucking internet. Yeah. That's got to be Factions. There's a leak of like a battle royale. They're gonna show it. And this is like 2 weeks after that. So I believe 100% think Factions is gonna be here.
And something else about Factions as well. We reported on it that Naughty Dog is hiring. They're like fervently hiring for some sort of online game. And a lot of people took that as, oh, they're just getting started on this. I took that as, oh, they're just wrapping up on that and they need someone to fucking run that shit, right? Because we saw that shit with Ghost of Tsushima as well, if you remember. Sucker Punch was desperately looking for some sort of online person. And then like 2 weeks later, Ghost of Tsushima Legends came out. And to me, it's like, no, they need people to operate the game that is coming out.
To keep it going, to keep the servers running.
Because everyone who's working on the game right now is going to move on to the next thing. So they need someone to like work on.
Stick around.
Yeah. That's
For
how
sure.
I took it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
what do
and
you think?
It seems to be correct. My prediction is a God of War. We're going to see at least a cinematic trailer for God of War. Because last time we only got the little logo and it said God of War, whatever. I don't remember what it was called. But we're going to get at least a cinematic trailer. We're going to get some sort of story beat. I don't know if we'll get gameplay. Hopefully we'll get gameplay. But yeah, that's another one. What do you got? What's your next one?
I've got one. This is I am like 50-50 on this. I'm not sure, but the Grand Theft Auto trilogy.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. That's not a bad call. That is not a bad call.
The only thing though is like Rockstar is like not known for showing up at these sort of things.
But they did on the PlayStation 5 announcement. That was the first thing they showed on the PlayStation 5 announcement.
You're right. Was the
Grand Theft Auto will be on the PlayStation 5.
You're right.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility. So yeah, if I'd say a 50-50 on that. I'm going to go easy with this next one and say Call of Duty Vanguard.
Oh, I don't even know. They probably will. They always show.
They'll probably show something. Like, this is what you get on PlayStation, and it's not available on Xbox, because they have that whole deal. Go for it. You got anything else?
It might be too soon for this. I've got a couple more predictions actually, okay. But it might be too early for this. But Spider-Man 2, maybe?
Ooh,
just like a little tease trailer?
Yes. I forgot. Yeah, because people have been saying that
they won't put a date or anything on it, or they'll say like 2023, but like maybe just like a little like teaser.
We get to see the villain or something.
Yeah, maybe Secret Goblin
or like a new suit. Yeah, that would be cool. I'm down for that. I'm gonna throw two in here. There was a game, I thought it was called Humankind. It's not. It's where you like. They showed it at the PlayStation before the PlayStation 5 thing, and they haven't showed it since. I don't know if this game is dead or not, and I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a whole bunch of people. I thought it was called Humankind, but that's a different game entirely. Where there's a bunch of people and they're walking on, it seems like a puzzle game, and they're walking over like platforms and falling off platforms and climbing up things and stuff like that. And it seems like you have to puzzle your way through it. I think they might show that if that game's not dead. Also, my actual prediction is going to be they're going to show some more Horizon.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know if they will.
Really?
And if they do, it's going to be very short because they just showed that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It would be kind of a bummer if they did show it. But
yeah, because it's like we get it. You know, like we get it. It's coming out. I get it. I've got a few predictions here.
I have about three more.
Okay, cool. This is not one of my predictions. I'm just going to throw it out there so none of us have to throw it out there. Gran Turismo is going to be there. That's kind of inevitable. But another prediction, and this might be too early too. I'm trying to level my hype here, dude, but like this would be fucking hype. That new Kojima game that's been sort of leaked. Or not leaked, but it's been rumored that he's working on a sort of Silent Hill type game.
I don't know, man. They just did like director's cut and stuff.
I know Death Stranding and all that shit, but like he definitely could have been working on this.
Yeah, I guess.
Especially since he's got like a smaller team. And like,
but smaller team, that means they've been doing the DLC for the director's cut, not necessarily anything else.
I know. I don't think it's likely. I think it's possible though.
Okay. All right. Put that on the lower, like.
Yeah.
I don't
think it's gonna happen, but I do think it'd be fucking cool.
Okay. Yeah. One of mine was Elden Ring.
Yeah, that's probably
something for Elden Ring. I don't know if that's a PlayStation exclusive. I don't think it is.
I do not think it is. What about a new? Dude, I've got a few predictions here actually.
All right.
The more I'm thinking about it. Okay, first and foremost, Sunset Overdrive Definitive Edition.
Ooh. Ooh.
PS5.
I like that. I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because now that they own Insomniac, yeah.
But
I don't think we'll get a sequel. I just think we'll get a definitive edition of the first one.
I do like that. I will play the shit out of that. Also, on that same vein, new Infamous. I've been hearing rumors. You
think it's going to be made by someone else, though? It's got to
be. Maybe.
Because those Sucker Punch dudes are kind of busy doing other things.
Maybe. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's a lot that can happen. Sony has got a lot of balls in the air with a whole bunch of shit. Go. What's your next one?
What about a new Bloodborne? That seems unlikely.
Bloodborne remastered or a new Bloodborne?
Not remastered, just
remastered.
Just a sequel. Or, we could see a
PlayStation 5.
Demon's Souls 2. Possible.
I can see that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here, it's another one. PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. 2.
Holy shit.
That's like a 2% chance, but I'm hoping.
Oh boy, that'd be crazy.
That would be so fucking crazy because Nickelodeon's got their own. Why not bring back the PlayStation ones?
So here's something that's been rumored for a while, okay?
Mm-hmm.
First of all, Blue Point works very closely with PlayStation. We know this. Right. We know this. It's also been rumored that Blue Point has been secretly working on Metal Gear remakes. So what if we see
more Metal Gear remakes?
Metal Gear 1 remake.
Okay.
Maybe they'll do a trilogy. That'd be cool because I would love to play those games and not look at how fucking horrible they are because they're old.
That's true. It might get some people back into it. I would
definitely fucking play that.
And if Blue Point's behind the wheel, it's looking good. Yeah. It's up to date and it's brought into the future of games.
That could even be a one more thing sort of deal. That would be huge, and I think it's totally possible.
All right, I've got another one. Just one, I think, for now. And it's out there. I say it all the time. You know what it is? I know what it is. Bringing back Freedom Fighters, baby. They're bringing back Freedom Fighters, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like a 0.01% chance that that game will ever on any thing they'll bring that game back from the ground up remake.
Yeah, I don't really have much else. Maybe Sony Ben's got to be working on something. I don't know what they're working on. They made Days Gone, but it's already been announced that Days Gone is not getting a sequel, so they're probably working on something. I'm expecting some new IPs from Sony, I guess, is what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm expecting that as well. I'm expecting maybe Stray, a little trailer for Stray, that Annapurna game.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
That's kind of all I got. That's like the hype shit. We're gonna see more though as well. I think we're gonna see a lot of indie games that we weren't expecting. For sure. Games that just nobody's really expecting. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. What to look forward to next week? We got PlayStation Plus games. This is a pretty good one, honestly. Very PlayStation Plus games for this month. Actually, the day this is coming up. PlayStation Plus games are Overcooked All You Can Eat for the PlayStation 5, Hitman 2, and Predator Hunting Grounds. So pick those up. Overcooked All You Can Eat, just so you know, is the first and second game and all of the DLC. All DLC. So and it's free. It's fucking sick. All free. So we'll be playing that for sure. Hell yeah, boy. And then Xbox games with gold, we got Warhammer Chaos Bane September 1st to 30th, Mulaka September 16th to October 15th, Zone of the Enders HD Collection September 1st to 15th, Samurai Showdown 2 September 16th to the 30th. And that was Xbox games with gold. Bro, what are these fucking games? The fuck? I don't know. The Xbox games with gold is really bad, dude. It gets worse every month we read this shit. Like, it's so bad. Yep. Tales of Arise comes out for everything on September 10th.
Life is Strange, True Colors comes out for everything on September 10th as well. NBA 2K22 comes out for everything as well on September 10th. And WarioWare Get It Together comes out on the Switch on September 10th.
I did not realize that game was coming out so soon. That's
It's
pretty wild.
It's pretty cool. I bet you that's going to be a $60 game forever.
I will not buy that game for $60. I will buy that game for fucking $10 because that is what it's worth.
Yep. And then we also have the PlayStation Showcase, which is happening Thursday on the 9th, which we just covered, we just predicted. See if our predictions are true next week. And we got recent reviews via OpenCritic. Sonic Colors is a 75 out of 34 critic reviews. Seems to be doing mediocre. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut is doing much better with an 88 out of 86 critic reviews. With that, Jacob, do you have a question for the audience that nobody will answer?
I just want to throw this out there. Every time I see these OpenCritic things, I'm always like, that seems right. That seems like the correct score. Like absolutely. 88 for Ghost of Tsushima, like that seems perfectly correct. Anyway, this week's question, all I've got to ask is PlayStation.
Did I get that right?
Yeah. That's...
Okay, that seems about right. There's probably a couple of W's in there.
Yeah. I just want to know what you guys think of PlayStation, I guess.
Okay, great. Don't forget to check out our other Lonercast shows. We got Jake and Corey podcast every Monday. We got this show goes live every Monday as well at 3:30 on twitch.com. Twitch.tv/Lonercast. And then it goes to everything else on Tuesdays. Also, we got Marvel. We're doing the MCU spoiler cast right after that on the live show. And also, we're doing that goes up on Wednesday. Follow us on Twitter at emergencypizza_ is Jake, at fatal_microwave is me, and follow the show at Lonercast1 on Twitter. Any other plugs you want to give?
Yes. Follow Nick on Twitch. Twitch.tv/
Fatal Microwave.
Fatal Microwave. Follow that man. Go do it.
Yeah. I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 2 to 4:30, 5 o'clock-ish.
Damn, look at this boy. Consistency. Yeah, man. Let's get him to affiliate. Let's get this man making the dollars, huh? Let's make this man some dollars.
I would love some dollars. I have no dollars in me pocket. Please, money me, money now. Money, love you long time. Thanks for watching the show, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody. All right, let's fucking talk about